as a young guy, I went through a period of severe depression, like severe depression, and paralyzing anxiety. This was, 20 years ago when I was maybe 19, 20 years old. I developed a horrible anxiety disorder, but it stemmed from depression. And uh, the attacks that I would have, I would go to the hospital. There was a 3 month period where I was in the hospital every three or 4 days because my body was actually simulating a heart attack. I wasn't actually having a heart attack, but I felt like all the symptoms of a heart attack were there. And what ended up happening to me was that I developed, has no relation to the safe spaces of today, but I actually developed like mental safe spaces where I felt safe. And so, for example, like my mom's house was a safe space for me. I felt okay there. I could function and operate normally. But if I went out for a walk and I got more than like half a block away, I would start to get anxiety because I was detached from that place. And it was my body, my brain basically sending a panic alert to my body to just basically say, like, you're not okay. You're not safe here. And I went through that for the worst, like at the worst, at the peak of it was like 4 months where I was in the same scenario as you for different reasons. I was completely isolated, completely insulated. I actually started to have some delusions and things like that, because basically what the doctor explained to me, I saw this really good similar situation to yours. I would go to the hospital, they'd hook me up to ECGs, EKGs, all that, monitor my heart, and they'd be like, no, you're fine, and just send me home with no explanations. And then I remember there was one doctor who prescribed me Ativan, or no, one doctor who prescribed me antidepressants, and I was on the same level as you. I'm like, I'm not taking those. And then I went to the hospital one night, and there was a doctor there who was finally a good doctor. And he basically sat me down and was like, listen, here's what's going on. You are dealing with something inside of your own mind. Nobody can fix it. Nobody can take it out of you. You're the only person who can solve this problem. And you're going to keep coming here and keep coming here, and we're going to keep telling you the same thing, that nothing's wrong, because nothing's wrong, but there is something wrong, and it's mental, and it's a puzzle that you have to figure out on your own. So he said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prescribe you Ativan. If you need it, take it, but I recommend you do not take it. Don't take it. Figure this out on your own, because if you start taking the pills, you will become dependent on them for the rest of your life. You will never get away from the pills. And dude, I'm telling you, the next day I got out of bed and I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. And I forced myself to walk 2 blocks to the community center and get some, and just do a very basic workout routine. And those 2 blocks, I'm telling you, man, was like walking 100 miles for me at that point, because just to get half a block away from my mom's house was impossible. To walk 2 blocks was like scaling, the Himalayas. You know what I mean? Like it was, I couldn't
I
believe I
know
did it.
exactly what you mean, actually. I know
Right.
exactly what you mean.
Right. And so I started doing exercise, and like not started, but I went back to getting exercise and just doing like, basic workouts, and slowly but surely over time, the anxiety faded away. But it was also because I was leaving those safe spaces. I wasn't confining myself to where I felt safe. I was taking risks and pushing myself beyond boundaries that I had set for myself. Right.